Multiple visits to Delhi, 2 back-to-back breakfast meetings, zero clarity. The brewing leadership tussle between Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his deputy, D.K. Shivakumar, has kept Karnataka politics and the Congress government on the edge over the past month. What is at the heart of this crisis, and what does each leader stand to gain or lose? What are the options before the Congress leadership to end the ongoing stalemate? How have the optics of the breakfast meetings, fueled by obsessive media coverage of the menu, specifically the Nati Koli Saru, affected the issue?
ರಾಗಿ ಮುದ್ದೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಟಿ ಕೋಳಿ ಸಾರು.
ನಾಟಿ ಕೋಳಿ ಸಾರು, ನಾಟಿ ಕೋಳಿ ಸೂಪ್.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಟಿ ಕೋಳಿ ಸಾರು ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿಯನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಸವಿತಾರೆ.
Namaskara, welcome to Decode Karnataka. I'm Nalme Nachiyar. The Congress government, which came to power in May 2023, is past its halfway mark. But what began as whispers about a possible behind-the-scenes power-sharing agreement has transformed into a heated speculation over the change of the Chief Minister. With MLAs, MLCs and Ministers making a beeline to New Delhi to meet the Congress national leaders in the last 2 weeks, the internal fault lines between the Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar camps became all but apparent. As the public playout of chief ministerial ambitions between the Ahinda leader and the Vokkaliga strongman gathered intensity, the Congress top brass finally intervened. Under directions to de-escalate tensions, the two leaders held breakfast meetings where they projected unity, dismissed confusions, professed brotherhood, and vowed to follow the High Command's order. While the show of harmony and camaraderie aimed to project a sense of calm, it appears deceptive. For beneath it lurks a factional tug-of-war, the caste factor, and the future of the party in Karnataka. What has the Congress party done to quell the uncertainty? And who will lead the state after 2025? We speak to Senior Deputy Editor and Political Correspondent Nagesh Prabhu. The latest round of shadowboxing over this change of guard, the midterm change of guard in Karnataka, has ended in a temporary truce for now. The CM and DCM put up a united front and said, all decision lies with the High Command. But in all of this, the Congress top leadership's silence and delay in taking a firm decision and stand has been much spoken about. So let's start with that. Why is there this hesitance to intervene and fix things? Like, say, when they're so involved during the elections, this sort of post tussle in the leadership. Why are they so hesitant to, why have they been so hesitant to intervene?
First of all, thanks for having me on the show. So it is a catch-22 situation for the Congress High Command. Whichever way the Congress High Command chooses, it will find a difficult situation. It will be a conflicting situation. Largely because it's involvement of two great leaders of the Congress in Karnataka, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. Now, Chief Minister wanted to continue for the next 5 years till the completion of the term, whereas D.K. Shivakumar wants to be Chief Minister by replacing Siddaramaiah. Now, this has become increasingly a power tussle between two leaders, and Congress High Command is increasingly finding difficult to solve the problem. Why? Because Siddaramaiah is a tall leader, he is a mass leader, he is a 9-term MLA. He served as a minister, leader of the opposition, deputy chief minister, now chief minister for the second time. And whereas D.K. Shivakumar is also a good leader and valuable leader for the Congress in the coming days. He served as minister in earlier terms. He is a KPCC president. He is also having plump portfolios like Bangalore development and water resources. He is a Vokkaliga leader. He is a loyal leader to the party, troubleshooter, good organization and managerial skill. He is also a fund mobilizer for the party. So now question is, will the Congress able to remove or Siddaramaiah abruptly? It is not possible because Siddaramaiah enjoys a huge chunk of Ahinda vote support, Ahinda vote bank. So, Ahinda vote bank largely comprises Muslims, Muslims, Dalits and backward classes, which Congress wants always this kind of vote bank to come to power in the future and in the coming elections. Whereas DKC largely belongs to the Vokkaliga community, which largely confined to Kaveri belt or Vokkaliga belt. Now, Vokkaligas voted for the Congress believing that D.K. Shivakumar will be the Chief Minister in 2023. But that has not happened. So, there is a problem, there is a difference between two leaders. Now, how to find a solution? Some amicable solutions should be find out. Now, High Command thought of sending a message to the Congress leaders that have a breakfast meeting. So, some kind of amicable solution for both leaders, to find a amicable solution among the leaders. So once they sort out their differences, then High Command can call both leaders to Delhi and take the negotiations forward. So actually, Congress wants to give a good farewell to Siddaramaiah. It is a good having a good leader. They want to give him a graceful exit. So what is the future then? So will Siddaramaiah concede the Chief Minister post, or will he willingly to give Chief Minister post to the D.K. Shivakumar? So this is a big question mark before the Congress High Command too. So it is a kind of a Hobson choice. Whichever way you choose, Congress is increasingly finding it difficult. So how in the only time will in the coming days will tell whether DKC will become the Chief Minister, or will Siddaramaiah willingly hand over the post to D.K. Shivakumar.
You know, in the north, the Congress has government in Himachal Pradesh, and here in the south, it's in Telangana and Karnataka. But say, like you said, we don't know yet. But if the top brass decides to rock the boat and hand over the reins to D.K. Shivakumar, what is the worst case scenario for the government? What are we looking at? Like, how do you think it could go?
See, I am following this story of leadership change for the past 2 months, and I have been speaking with leaders, ministers, functionaries. From their perception and my understanding of the party, it is a matter of time. So when Siddaramaiah will hand over, we don't know. But some section of the party leaders say that Siddaramaiah will present a 17th budget in February or March. By that time, he will also be able to break that longest Chief Minister tenure held by Devaraj Aras. So naturally, then Congress High Command will intervene, and possibly there will be a smooth transfer of power.
Okay.
Now, why Siddaramaiah should be replaced is another question. Now, Siddaramaiah is around 77. When next election will be around 2028, then he will be 80. So he has already knee problem and some other problems. If they
Health issues.
Okay. So if they transfer power to D.K. Shivakumar, then he will be a better organizer. He will lead from the front. It also gives some kind of interest for the party cadre. He will galvanize the party cadre, party workers, leaders. And Siddaramaiah may not be able to take the mighty BJP, JDS combined, Modi, Amit Shah combined. So only suitable leader in the Congress at present is D.K. Shivakumar. So that will be the ideal platform to go on from now.
Next elections in mind, yes.
Yeah, correct. And also D.K. Shivakumar also know the ground reality well. See, he cannot go only by Okaliga vote bank and the statements of his Okaliga Swamijis. And this was he realized during the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Even having support of Okaligas, his own brother D.K. Suresh lost in the Bangalore Rural Lok Sabha constituency, as well as Mandya Lok Sabha also Congress lost. So he has learned the lesson. So he wants to garner this Ahinda support also, which presently enjoyed by Siddaramaiah. So along with Ahinda support, along with the Okaliga support, he has hopes to come back to power again in 2028. That is the larger understanding in the Congress High Command as well in the state level Congress.
Okay. But how does he plan to make this inroads into the Ahinda?
See, that's why he wants a smooth transfer of power. They don't want to abruptly disturb Siddaramaiah from the Chief Minister post, then create dissidents. Then it will create a dissidence among the Ahinda groups itself, Dalit, backward class Muslims. And that is the one reason where D.K. Shivakumar went to Zamir Ahmad's house, met even Satish Jarkiwali, though they are loyalists of Siddaramaiah. So arriving a broader consensus so that smooth transfer of power will take place, so that Ahinda leaders also believe in D.K. Shivakumar. He will handle and manage these things, and he will also look after their problems in the future. So that is a broader arrangement is going to take place in the Congress in the coming days.
Right. In this entire political saga, there have been attempts to apply pressure on High Command. You know, the leaders have gone there. There have been sly wordplay between the CM and DCM on Twitter, like we've also reported. Even Mallikarjun Kharge's name has cropped up. in terms of transfer of power, if that could be one of the last resorts. What are the options before the central leadership so that it does not alienate the Ahinda vote base? What are the options in front of them to ensure the smooth transfer of power?
Now, all these developments, developments around leadership change started from the High Command itself. That's why pressure on High Command. See, when the government was formed in May 2023, K.C. Venugopal, General Secretary of the AICC, said that Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee President D.K. Shivakumar will continue as the President of the party till Lok Sabha election 2024. That has not happened. He continued to be the President of the KPCC. When the reporter asked a question to Venugopal whether there will be a transfer of power after the midterm completion of the government's term, that is November 2020-2025, then Venugopal said, no, we are sharing power only with the people of Karnataka. That means there is no change of power, change of guard in Karnataka after the midterm of the government. So Siddaramaiah camp started issuing statements that he will be the Chief Minister for the full term. And Siddaramaiah also aggressively started saying that I will be the Chief Minister for 2028 elections and he will also lead the party in 2028 elections and he would also present the next 2-3 budgets of the state government. Now, how you resolve these issues? No, High Command has not denied that they had agreed some sort of formula to exchange of power. Neither High Command denied it. So only D.K. Shivakumar loyalists and camps started saying that there is some kind of understanding, there is some kind of agreement between the High Command and Siddaramaiah and him, so that there is a possible exchange of power or change of power, transfer of power from Siddaramaiah to D.K. Shivakumar. Now, coming to a second question is related to how Kharge's name is being floated as the last resort. Now, Kharge is presently AICC president. He is already 83 years old. Some loyalists want Kharge to be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Now, why? Because so far Karnataka has no Dalit Chief Minister. Kharge is seen as a veteran Congress leader. He was MLA for the last 9 terms in Karnataka. He was MP for 2 times. Currently, he is the leader of the opposition. So, Congress also wants to give him a graceful exit from the national politics to state politics. So, some leaders started, basically loyalists of Kharge, started it is better to have a Kharge as a CM instead of continuing Siddaramaiah as a CM. This also solved a problem of a Dalit Chief Minister in Karnataka and Kharge will be the first Dalit CM. So another question in that about maintaining of how Congress will keep Ahinda vote bank. This is a very complex issue, but Congress thinking of once the transfer of power take place to D.K. Shivakumar or Mallikarjuna Kharge, then there is a possibility of appointing 1 or 2 deputy chief minister, either from the Dalits background or from the OBC background. And also make KPCC president for a Dalit leader. Always Satish Jarkioli expresses the ambition of becoming Dalit as a KPCC president. So that is a larger framework they have worked out. How to maintain Ahinda vote bank, even if Siddaramaiah was gracefully exited from that post, and if D.K. Shivakumar becoming the president of the chief minister of the state. So this is the broader analysis of this Ahinda vote bank as well as transfer of power in Karnataka as of now.
Despite the ceasefire, internal power dynamics and factionalism, it continues to simmer. There have also been reports over the last 3-4 months, in fact, of several senior Congress leaders expressing their aspirations for the CM's post. And with taking into account what is happening now, all of these events, do you think they are giving this kind of mixed messaging, and will that have a long-term impact on grassroots workers and even the voters and eventually the assembly elections?
See, leaders are providing mixed messages over the period of time, but voters and people are also very smart. Now, who are the contending for the chief minister post? First one is D.K. Shivakumar, and second one is largely G. Parameswara, Home Minister. Now, Parameswara has aspirations of becoming chief minister. Why? Because he lost the opportunity in 2013. He was the KPCC president for longest period till now. He was almost the KPCC president for the past for 8 years. When he was president of the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee, Congress came to power, but he lost the election.
Okay.
Now, Siddaramaiah was the opposition when BJP was in power. So, he had got the opportunity of becoming the chief minister. Now, that dream has remained dream only. Now, Parameshwara playing that Dalit card, because he was there as a deputy chief minister during the coalition government between Congress and JDS. Once the government collapsed, the BJP took over. Now he has lost that opportunity of becoming the chief minister. Now he is playing that card so that at least he has some sort of opportunity to get that chance now. But I find it is increasingly difficult because given the breakfast meeting between these two leaders, D.K. Shivakumar has got edge. He has almost appeared on the center stage of Karnataka political landscape. So I find it very difficult to Parameshwara to emerge as a leader of the Congress or becoming a chief minister. So I think it's largely a tussle of power between D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah rather than third leader in the current scenario.
Okay. But do you think there could be issues of trust deficit or any kind of lack of confidence among the grassroots worker because of this, about whom to support and how they will need to build from the ground up for the next elections? And if so, what do you think the party should do to regain that?
See, that was the formula. Congress wants to transfer power to D.K. Shivakumar to build the party organization. Grassroots level also, workers also worried because delay of postponement of appointment of members to the various boards and corporations, committees of boards and corporations. So there was a delay in appointments of all these office bearers to various cells and organizations. But how it will fan out in the coming days, only time will tell. So the next election will be 2028. So it is largely go by the events take place in the next few years, couple of years. Congress built its own narratives around guarantee schemes. Opposition JDS, BJP will build its own narratives or rhetoric to gain the confidence of the people. Now Congress is also facing its own scams like Valmiki scams on the one hand, alleged allotment of Muda sites to Chief Minister's wife. So all these issues would play in the coming days. But in the current scenario, they want to get out of this current scenario so that they can go to winter session of the assembly very peacefully and counter the opposition strategies, either moving a no confidence session or debating on various issues in the winter session of the legislature. I think these things, how voters will have their own choice of casting their votes, will be decided maybe on the eve of elections 2028.
Does the breakfast diplomacy signal an end to the internal strife, or is it just a temporary white flag? The high-stakes political drama is being closely monitored, as whoever occupies the CM's chair will also shape Karnataka's electoral fortunes in the upcoming elections. I'll see you in the next episode of Decode Karnataka. Until then, follow The Hindu for more such stories and videos.